All right, let's talk about this assignment, the order of operations investigation. In this one, you're given three numbers, and you'll notice every single one of these all have the exact same, four numbers. All of them have the exact same four numbers. And the rules are you have to use all four numbers. You cannot change the order of the numbers, so I can't say 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, that's not allowed. Um, you must use each number as a single digit, and you can only use parentheses and the normal math symbols. And if you go through in the assignment, you'll see that everything has those same four numbers, and you're supposed to get a different answer every single time. So we go back, and here's my example, or the example. Here's the example right up here on top. If we use 8, 6, 4, and 2, and we can even just keep writing those, 8, 6, 4, and 2, because we know it's going to be in that exact same order. If we put this in parentheses here with a times, then we have 8 times 6 is 48. And here, 4 minus 2 is 2. 48 divided by 2 is 24. And that's the number it's trying to get at the end. So if we look at the next one, we need to get 6. So what can we do to get 6? Well, let's look at these. If we do 8 times 6, that's 48. And what if we do 4 times 2? That's 8. Well, can I do anything from 48 to 8 to get 6? How about divided? 48 divided by 8 is 6. So there's my answer. So I just need to do this divided by this. And you use the parentheses to show what needs to be done first and in what order. So here I would do this first, then I would do this first, and then I would divide. So that's where I get the 48, and the 4 times 2 is 8. Okay? So I'll do a couple more just so you can see it done again. Here we have, again, 8, 6, 4, and 2. And somehow we have to get 20. Okay? So we could do times again. Well, that we just did, so that's not going to work. What if we did plus? What would that give us? 8 plus 6 is 14. What if I do another plus? What's plus 4 is? That gives me 18. And another plus. That gives me 20, which is what I wanted to begin with. So here, that would be our answer, plus between all of them. And if we do one more, this one we want 50. And again, we have 8, 6, 4, and 2. I can't do pluses anymore because that will give me 20. And we can look back and say, hey, we got close with some of these. Oops, I'll just put that back. We can always look back at the other ones and say, hey, we got close or whatever. Instead of plus 2, I could minus 2, and that would have given me 16. Instead of plus 2, I could have times 2, and that would have given me 36. So you see how you can kind of go back and check some of these. Well, I need 50. Well, let's look at what we can do with 50. What about if I put parentheses here? And I'm just brainstorming here because that gives me 10. Okay? Well, 8 times 10 is 80. Plus 2 divided by 2 times 2, that's not going to work. So, parentheses may not work on that one. Right there anyway. What if I do 8 plus 6? What was that again? 8 plus 6 is 14. Is there any way to get from 14 to 50? What about times 8? Well, 14 times 8, I don't think it's 50. Let me do it on the calculator. It's 112. So that's not right. What about if I subtract 4? So minus 4. No, that would give me 10 times 2, that's 20. So there's another way to get to 20, but that's not going to help us here. What about if I do, what if we try something like 8 times 6? What do we get there? We get 48. So we can say, hey, we're going to do that first. And look, what's 4 divided by 2? Well, that's just 2. So plus 2 is 50. So we have to do that second, and we add them. Okay, so 8 times 6 plus 4 divided by 2, add them together and you get 50. So you kind of see the pattern that's going on here. We're just using the same numbers, and you got to find different ways to make it work, different ways to find it. So you can say, oh, 8 times 6 is always 48. 6 times 4 is always 24, and you're just finding different ways to do it using order of operations. Remember, order of operations are parentheses, please, exponents, so that's like this squared button right there, multiplication and division, okay, and addition and subtraction. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Hopefully this helps you get started. Let me know if you have any other questions, or if, that's kind of the best I can give you on this assignment without giving you all the answers. So let me know if you have any more questions.